Hello and welcome back to my channel. So as you can tell from the title, today I've got another slow cooker video for you, and these are for really simple recipes. There's no frying, no pre-cooking or sealing required. We're just going to throw it all in and leave it for a few hours, which in my opinion is the best way to do it. As always with my slow cooker videos, I will leave all the ingredients typed out in the description box below the video so that you can go back and check if you want to make these yourself. If you do like this kind of video, please go and hit subscribe. I do lots of food content, meals of the week, cook with me's, more slow cooker videos, all that kind of thing, along with shopping hauls, meal plans. So if that's for you, then stick around and let's go and have a look at what I've been making. So for this recipe, it's a really simple one. I've just got 5 chicken breasts that I'm going to put in my slow cooker. I'm going to use 1 tub of lighter soft cheese, so I'm using the garlic and herb one, and this tub is 250 grams, so I'm going to use the whole tub of that. I'm going to use about 150 ml of Italian passata, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 2 teaspoons of chopped garlic, so it's probably the equivalent of 2 garlic cloves, a teaspoon of salt, half teaspoon of black pepper, and a tablespoon of mixed herbs. And it's literally that simple. So I'll leave everything typed in the description box as always, but I'm just going to put it all in the slow cooker, pop it on low for about 6 hours, and then I think I'm going to serve it with spaghetti. Sometimes these are just the best ones that you just pop in quickly and you're done. Right, so I've got 5 chicken breasts in my slow cooker. I'm going to add 150 ml of passata, 250 grams of lighter garlic and herb soft cheese. I'm going to add more garlic and more herbs, so probably about 2 teaspoons of chopped garlic, 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, it's about 1 tablespoon of mixed herbs, black pepper, about half a teaspoon, and around a teaspoon of salt. Right, I'm going to pop that on low for 6 hours and serve it with some spaghetti. So it's been about 5.5 hours and my chicken is cooked really nicely. What I'm going to do now is just take a couple of forks and just shred it. So tender, it just falls apart. I'm also going to add a little bit of corn flour to this sauce, just to thicken it up nicely so we can pour it over the pasta. So I've just got about 2 heaped teaspoons of corn flour mixed with a tiny bit of water, just to form a little bit of liquid, and I'm going to add that in. I'm going to give it a good stir, and then I'm going to leave this for probably another half an hour on low, cook my pasta, and then we're ready to serve. Served up. It's not the most appetizing looking dish, but it tastes amazing. So we've got our garlic and herb slow cooker creamy chicken. I've just served it with some little bow pasta and popped some coriander on top. It's a really nice one and really quick and simple, which sometimes is the best way. Right, so for my next recipe, I'm going to be making a pork lo mein, loosely based. So it's my adaptation of a recipe I've found. I will leave all the original recipes linked in the description box down below, but I always like to put my own spin on things. So I've got some pork loin steaks. You can use pork shoulder, but this is what I've got, so this is what I'm going to use. There's about 1 kilo here, and I've chopped off most of the visible fat. I've got some pak choi, some sugar snap peas, some carrots. I've also got some sliced water chestnuts. I got these in Sainsbury's, because not all the shops do them around here. And I'm also going to add some broccoli, but these bits are all added towards the end of cooking, and my broccoli's frozen, so I'm not going to get that out now, but I will show you all the stages as I go along. So in here I've got some of this dark soy sauce. There is 80 ml in there. I've got 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. We need 1 tablespoon of this sun-dried red chilli paste. If you can't find this, then you could just use any other chilli paste that you can find. I'm also going to use 1 tablespoon of sweet hoisin sauce. You could also use plum sauce in place of that. I'm going to put in a teaspoon of Chinese 5 spice, a good tablespoon of chopped ginger. I've just used this easy ginger and chopped it up finely, and then around 3 teaspoons or 3 cloves of chopped garlic. So the first thing we're going to do is pop our pork in the slow cooker. I'm not going to chop it up because we're actually going to shred it when it's cooked. And then I'm going to put my liquid and my seasonings in. After the pork is cooked, then we're going to add all our veg and give it a blast on high for a little while. So I'll show you it as I go. Okay, so first things first, I'm just going to put my pork straight into the bottom of the slow cooker. I'm going to add my 3 cloves of garlic, my large tablespoon of chopped ginger, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 80 ml of soy sauce, a tablespoon of sweet hoisin sauce, or you could use plum sauce if you wanted. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of Chinese 5-spice. And then we're going to put about a tablespoon of this red chilli paste. And that is it for now. So I'm just going to mix this all together, make sure it evenly coats the pork. And then I'm actually going to put this on high for a change. I do most of my things on low. I'm starting this one a little bit later. So I'm going to give it 4 hours on high. And then we're going to add in all our chopped vegetables. So I'll show you that stage when we get there. This is just going to be a really nice sticky pork marinade. Could have mixed this all together in a separate bowl, but it's just less washing up this way, so I'm all for that. Right, so I'm going to pop this on high. As always, I check it about halfway through cooking and adjust it accordingly, but I'm going to say 4 hours to start with, and then I will keep you updated. Cooking on high for 4 hours, and as you can see, it is literally, when you try and pick it up, falling apart. So what I'm going to do now is just sort of shred it up with 2 forks, and then I'm going to add my veg, and I'm going to put the lid on and pop it back on for probably another 30 minutes until the veg is done. My sugar snap peas. In here we've got carrots and pop choi. I've got my water chestnuts, and I'm going to pop in a little bit of frozen broccoli. I'm going to pop in a few broccoli florets, and I'm going to give it a really good stir. Right, I'm going to pop my lid on for another 30 minutes. So I've just boiled some of these medium egg noodles, and I'm going to serve this over the top. So here we are, served on top of our egg noodles. We've got our broccoli, and our pork's gone really tender. The broccoli's still got a nice crunch to it, and serve the other veg as well. So that's my take on a slow cooker pork lo mein. So for this recipe, it's a really simple one that my boys absolutely love. Sometimes you just want to throw everything in your slow cooker and have the kids actually eat it. So I thought I'd do a bit more of a, I suppose, child-friendly version. You can add onions, peppers, chilies, whatever you like, but I'm going to keep it simple today. So I've got 12 chipolata sausages. These are just the Cumberland ones. I've chopped up 3 carrots. I'm also going to add around 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, 2 tablespoons of barbecue sauce. I've just got this Marks and Spencer's ones, a tin of baked beans, a little bit of salt and pepper to season, and then a tablespoon each of onion granules and smoked paprika, and that's it. You could chop up potatoes and put them in with your slow cooker, but I'm going to make some mash to go with mine because it just always goes down really well. Really nice kind of autumny comforting food. So I'm not even going to brown the sausages, I'm just going to pop it all straight in. So first things first, I'm going to pop my sausages. I'm not going to add chopped onion to this because I know a lot of kids don't really like onion in things either, but like I said, it's optional, put whatever you like. I'm going to add my 3 carrots, a tin of baked beans, roughly 2 tablespoons of tomato puree, about the same of barbecue sauce. I just like to eyeball it sometimes. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of smoked paprika, a tablespoon of onion granules, sprinkling of black pepper, probably half a teaspoon, and just a little bit of salt. As always, you can add salt and pepper afterwards because you don't want to overdo it now. Obviously, you can't take it out. And all I'm going to do is give that a really good stir, and I'm going to pop it on low for 6 hours. So here it is all dished up. It's had 6 hours in the end, and as you can see, the carrots have gone nice and soft and the beans have gone really sticky. I've served mine with some mashed potato, and this is one of the boys' absolute favourites, although Jake is going to have his with air fried potatoes because he just won't eat mash, so I'm not going to make him. But yeah, came out really, really well, and we've got lots left over. Okay, so for this recipe I'm actually making a fish chowder. So I'm going to be using around 700 grams. I've got mixed fish, so I've got like a fish pie mix. It's got salmon in it, cod and smoked haddock. I've got around 500 ml or a pint roughly of vegetable stock. I've just used this Swiss bouillon one. I'm going to use a half teaspoon of black pepper and a teaspoon of salt. I've got around 700 grams of peeled and chopped potatoes, 1 large chopped onion, 2 large chopped carrots. I've got 5 rashers of smoked bacon that I've chopped up just with some scissors. I've got about 100 grams of frozen sweet corn. This is optional, but I really like sweet corn, so I'm going to put it in. And then towards the end of cooking, we actually need to add a tin of evaporated milk. Very important you get evaporated milk, not condensed milk, because condensed milk is very, very sweet and full of sugar. Whereas evaporated milk is more like a cream, and the fact that they're kept next to each other on the shelves and they look very similar, you can pick up the wrong one and then it is not a nice chowder. So I will leave the recipe that I've based this on linked in the description. As always, I've changed it, adapted it to make it my own. That recipe does recommend that you fry the onion and the bacon first, but I'm just going to pop it all in because sometimes that's what you want from a slow cooker recipe, isn't it? So we're going to put everything in the slow cooker apart from the tin of evaporated milk. We're going to leave it on low for 5 or 6 hours, and then we're going to add our milk at the end for another half an hour or so, and we should have a really nice thick fish chowder. So first of all, I'm going to add my fish pie mix, so about 700 grams. You could just use whatever fish you wanted for this. Smoked fish works really, really well though. Got our peeled and chopped potatoes, about 5 rashers of smoked bacon, 2 carrots and 1 onion. Smells good already. I've got my pot of sweet corn, probably around 100 grams, just because I like sweet corn. Then I'm going to add about half a teaspoon of black pepper, about a teaspoon of salt. We can always add more salt and pepper at the end, so I try not to go overboard before cooking. And then we're just going to pour in our vegetable stock. Give it a stir. So after 4 or 5 hours, your potatoes and carrots should be cooked all the way through, and that's when we're going to add our evaporated milk. So I'm going to give mine 4 hours to start with, check my vegetables, and then go from there. So it's actually been about 5 hours now, and my potatoes are just going soft. Sometimes you get potatoes that go soft within a couple of hours, sometimes they just take forever. So I've given it 5 hours and they are soft and edible, but they're not completely mush yet. So what I'm going to do now is add in my can of evaporated milk. It's making the house smell amazing. And then I'm going to stir it through, pop my lid back on, and I'm going to give it another hour so the potatoes are completely soft, and then we are ready to serve. And this would be lovely with a big chunk of crusty bread. So here we are, all served up. I've just sprinkled some fresh chives on the top, and we're going to serve it with some bread and butter. The fish is cooked perfectly, the potatoes are lovely and soft, and I was really dubious about the evaporated milk. I really wasn't sure if it was something that was going to enhance the flavour or just really ruin it. It's amazing. I absolutely love it. I've just tasted some. If you've got any doubts about using evaporated milk, try it, see what you think, but I think it's really, really good. So that is it for this video. I've just realised I'm flickering. That's because I'm actually filming in front of a candle, so if my face is like changing colours, that's why. But if you did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave me a like, and let me know if you make any of the recipes. I love hearing from you all. If you like fish chowder, definitely give that one a go. I was dubious. It's my new favourite meal. I say that every week, or every video I do, I say that's my new favourite. it's my new favourite. As always, everything is written out in the description box for you to go and check, and any recipes that I've based my meals on will also be linked down there. So with that being said, I'll be back really soon with another video. Take care, guys.